Welcome to 10 Minutes by Tim Bainbridge. A couple things today. Today's 18 years since my dad passed away, so that's a big number. I didn't really even realize that today was the day until my oldest brother reminded me, so I'm super happy that he did that. So went back, saw him for a little bit, and so you never know what you got till you lose it, and even though it's been 18 years, it was still a huge loss to us, the family, and everything. So, remember the memories and the good times, and and yeah, crazy. But moving on, something to cover today, just relationships. I think it's important to understand that relationships are unique. They're unique between two people. They're unique between groups. They're unique in different settings. Hopefully, most of the people that you're around or most of the things you experience, they're consistent and they're not different, depending on the audience and things like that. But that's a real thing. A lot of people have different relationships just depending on who's around or who they're trying to impress or whatever. So the closer you personally can get, and then the closer you can get with your surrounding people and your people you call close, to having them be consistent, transparent, and the same, no matter who's around. I think the more real the relationships can feel. But when relationships struggle, you might have a person that can't get along with another person, but is absolutely awesome and takes care of a different person. And I think too often people look at a person and label them as a certain way or as a certain I don't know, character, if you will. And that's just who that person is to them, and that's a two-way street. Sometimes it's a respect thing, sometimes it's a trust thing, sometimes it's a where they were in life when you found them thing. One thing that I find is interesting with relationships is people will not be a part of someone's life or maintenance a relationship for years, and then they go back in acting like the other person's the same exact person. Well, we're never the same. We might be different day to day, month to month, year to year. Some people change very slowly and not much at all. Some people change dynamically every day and are different every day, which almost seems like a consistent thing because they're always changing, but ultimately they're still different. They're learning, they're always adjusting. So, I think the big thing is work on your relationship, understand your relationship, and build off of it. And then don't expect to treat, people who didn't earn it or don't make sense to have that relationship the same as you would someone who did earn it or does make sense. But ultimately, every relationship's unique. It's between two people, and it's different. Obviously, it's not going to be the same. So I think when you realize that, it's important because you can then start to realize, well, I can work on that relationship. I can work on that situation, and I can make that improve just for me and that person. It doesn't matter what other people think. I once had a tenant that, well, as soon as I moved them into an apartment, I got text messages and phone calls about how big of a mistake I made. And, I seen something in that person and felt the right energy. I had the right conversations. They had the right answers. They were actually transparent about their past. And I gave them a chance. And so when I got those phone calls, I did call him back and say, hey, I'm hearing a lot of stuff about you. I know you told me about it, but holy cow. And he said, yeah, I told you were going to hear that. So we continued, and you know what? He did a great job. He left the apartment in great shape. He did lose his job and owe me a couple months' rent when he first left. But he actually drove up almost a year to the day in the middle of a snowstorm and paid off his debt. And I said, man, I expected that money to be gone. And he looked at me right in the eye and shook my hand and said, I need to be able to call you if I ever need a house someday. And, that person, you know, they, they knew that I treated them right. I gave them a chance. They were very appreciative. So a lot of these people that people may not trust or may not expect to trust, they're trustworthy to somebody. They're loyal to somebody, and they act proper to somebody. They just don't choose to do it to everyone or you. So it's a crazy little thing to think about, but somebody's loyal to somebody, or everybody's usually loyal to somebody. And if they're not loyal to you, or if they don't respect you, or if they don't see you as valuable, a lot of times it's if they can't use you, they won't treat you the same. So that's something to think about. And that's pretty much it for the day. Have a good day.